Hey folks, this is Garrett Oliver, Brewmaster of Brooklyn Brewery, here at my dining room table, where we are all spending a lot of our time at our dining room tables, and this is where we are, so I'm just here telling some stories. Now, a few years ago, we'd started making some really specialty sour beers, beers that have acidity. And these were specialty beers, they were a lot of fun, they were delicious, they were complex, but we started thinking, how about an everyday sour beer that people could just enjoy in a bar just whenever they feel like it? And we started working on this beer, and it is called Bel Air. Bel Air is kind of an everyday sour beer. It is tart, it is easy, breezy, tropical. It will remind you maybe of a margarita. Now, I'll be honest, I love lambic beers. I love complex, super traditional sour beers. This is not that. This is something that you might want two or three of. Now, maybe you say to yourself, I don't know, I don't really like sour beer. I don't like the idea of sour beer, or I had a sour beer once and I didn't like it. Well, I take that as a bit of a challenge because I keep watching people. They start off and they're like, well, smells pretty good. And then they're like, oh man, that's tart. And then they get about halfway down the glass and they're like, They get that far down the glass and they're sort of like, hey. And it turns into one of their favorite beers. And then they have a second and a third one. And they didn't even think they wanted the first one in the first place. That's Bel Air. It is bright, happy, easy drinking, goes with everything. Works particularly well with seafood, as you could imagine, just like a squeeze of lemon. It's great with shrimp. It's great with tacos. It's surprisingly good with barbecue. It cuts right through stuff like pork and burgers, etc. It's just a great food beer all around. And it's not like a lot of sour beers where maybe it's interesting and it's fantastic, but you only want one. You might want more than one of these. And that's really what we wanted to do. Completely natural process, nothing weird or that different about it. We just sour it by a natural process using a different type of fermentation. Gives us a nice tart edge. You can even use it for making cocktails. You put a little rum in it, a little sugar. Believe you me, it's pretty good. So this is kind of everyday beer for having around the house. And these days we're spending a lot of time around the house. We need some variety. And Bel Air is a beautiful thing to have on hand. Hey, we hope we see you soon. But in the meantime, stay safe, stay home, and keep things interesting. Party tartly. Cheers.